Hey guys, today we're fixing a problem with the standard cranks a lot of you might not know about. So here we've got 3 cranks. This is a standard crank out of an engine. This is a stress relieved heat treated crank. And here's the final polished crank. As you can see, they're all standard cranks. And so what we're trying to do here is for the bigger horsepower motors, well over 1,000 horsepower, getting close to 1,500, we're trying to make these cranks as durable as possible before someone goes to a billet. So you can see here, this heat treated crank looks a bit nasty now, but what it's done is been soaked at high temperature, 683 degrees for several hours, and that lets the crank relax into its stress-free form. So we're removing all the stress from here, any slight twists or bends that have been stuck in this crank for the last 10, 20 years, and that can lead it to crack under extreme load. So by relaxing the crank, it just is able to move a little bit better and resist bending and shock loads. So the next step after this, we take it to one of our trusty machinists and they will check it for straightness, regrind the journals, polish them up until it comes out looking like this one. So nice and clean, nice chamfered oil holes to help with oil flow and nice smooth shiny bearing surfaces. For the next stage of crank, we could then nitride the crank, which gives it a really tough skin on the bearing journals in case you ever run into, a spun bearing problem or a low oil pressure issue. That gives it an extra layer of protection. But for most cranks, that's not the biggest problem, the strength is. So I know it looks ugly right now, but it's a functional thing. When we get to this stage, then you end up with a really strong crank, and that's for people looking to push 1,500 horsepower with a standard crank. Cheers.